Okay, so welcome everyone to this session 8 of the Swimming and Hertfordshire County Championships of 2024. We've got a lot to get through, and particularly because they've got a lot of 50 metres. So hopefully it'll all run through without any problems.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please be upstanding for the national anthem? Ladies and gentlemen, would you please be upstanding for the national anthem? And your announcer and commentator for this session is Mr. Peter Bays.
So welcome everyone. So we've got a lot to get through. Those people who haven't collected medals and things from yesterday, can you make sure you go and get them at some point? But we're going to get ourselves underway very shortly with event 501, which is the male open 50 metres freestyle. And that is going to be swum in 16 heats. Okay, so we're going to be getting ready to get underway very shortly, but as we're now at the last weekend of the main part of the competition, I think it's quite right that we give a big thank you and ask you to put your hands together to give a big thank you to all of the officials who have turned up, the management, the pool management team and the organising team. Please put your hands together and give them a round of applause. Without the help of these people, who put their time in tirelessly for months and months, we really couldn't run this. So a very, very big thank you on behalf of the swimmers. And we get underway with event 501, the male 50 metres freestyle, and this is heat number 1. So away we go in the first heat, and we've got 4 swimmers on the block. It's got Lewis Hallam, who's 11 from Hartford in lane 3. Lane 4 is Edward Fuller, who's 11 from Hartford. Lane 5, Julian Vanier, who's 10 from Hatfield, so he's the only 10-year-old in this. 11-year-old Dewey Fordyce is in lane 6 from Berkhamsted. Turning at about 17 seconds. In the lead at the moment, Dewey Fordyce from Berkhamsted. over in lane 6, and going after him is Edward Fuller from Hertford. Entry time's about 36. Let's look at the clock. It's going to be close as they come through the touch. As they touch, winning time there of 34.89. Great new PB for Dewey Fordyce. Second to touch there, Edward Fuller. This is heat 2 of the 50 metres freestyle. Hugo Redall in lane 1 is 11 from Verulam. Lane 2, Isaac Wilshire, who's 11 from Hertford. Lane 3, Harrison Dodwell, who's 11 from Bishop Stortford. Lane 4, James Winter, who's 12 from Stevenage. 5 is Samuel Childs, who's 11 from Berkhamsted. 6, Charles Hodgson, 12 from Costa. 7 is Leo Garrett, who's 11 from Hemel. And lane 8 is Charlie Pritchard, who's 10 from Stevenage. We've got 10-year-old in lane 8, a couple of 12-year-olds, the rest are 11. Leading at the moment, Charles Hodgson in lane 6, being chased by James Winter in lane 4. As they touch, Charles it is who gets it in a winning time, 33.50. James Samuel Childs got second, in fact, according to this, 34.18, just fractionally ahead of James Winter, 34.32. Heat 3 of the open 50 metres freestyle. Lane 1 is Jensen Richards, who's 12 from Stortford. Lane 2 is Leo Sims, who's 11 from Hertford. Lane 3, Aaron Rawnsey, who's 12 from Harpenden. Lane 4 is Rafe Lawson, who's 12 from Berkhamsted. Lane 5, Guy Spearman Baines, who's 12 from Bishop Stortford. Lane 6, Charles Hallam, who's 11 from Harpenden. 2 more 11-year-olds. In lane 7 is Luca Capozzi from Hemel. Lane 8, Mark Bansagi from Watford. Fastest entry here is about 34.1. At the moment it's Rafe Lawson who's leading the way, and looks like Aaron may be behind him. It's going to be close behind him though, but Rafe it is who gets it in a time of 32.71, and Aaron was indeed second at 33.35. This is heat 4 of the open 50 metres freestyle. Theo Stacey in lane 1 is 12 from Hoddesdon. Lane 2, Harry Earl, 13 from Ware. Lane 3, Todd Long, who's 12 from Hatfield. And nearly all the rest are 12. We've got Max Perry, who's from Watford, in lane 4. Lane 5, Charlie Hamilton from Bodders Bar. Lane 6, Hugo Kainagi from Costa. Then we've got a 13-year-old, Zachary Hazlitt Fossey, in lane 7 from Bishop Stortford. And then lane 8 is Hardy Shipton, who's 12 from Hatfield. This time it's lane 5 in the lead, Charlie Hamilton, but coming through very strongly in lane 2, Harry Earl. As they touch, very close indeed. Charlie just getting there, 32.47, his winning time. Second was Todd Lung coming in ahead of Harry Earl, 32.50. Heat 5 of the open 50 metres freestyle. Henry Mumford in lane 1 is 13 from Berkhamsted. Lane 2, Noah Conroy is 12 from Bishop Stortford. Lane 3, Milo Malloy, who's also 12 and from Costa. Lane 4, George Sims, who's only 11 from Hertford. George, the youngest of this heat. Montgomery Brewster in 5 is 12 from Watford. Lane 6 is Rex Tramontano Wells, who's 13 from Hertford. 2 more 13-year-olds. Joseph Dill in lane 7 from Berkhamsted, and Ethan Garbutt in lane 8 from Hertford. As they come through the touch, again, very close one. Very, very close. Look at that, a few hundreds between them. Joseph Dill gets it in time of 31.43. and Rex Tramontano well second, 31.49, only 600ths behind. Heat 6 of the 50 metres freestyle. Jake Nell is 11 from Tring. Lane 2 is Hugo Harley, who's 12 from Watford. Lane 3, Oliver Wilshire, who's 14 from Hertford. No one in 4. 5 is Lenny Luckman-Hicks, who's 14 from Hemel Hempstead. Then 3 13-year-olds. In 6, Benjamin Palmer from Bishop Stortford. 7, Edward Beard from Verulam. And lane 8 is Benjamin Mellors from Verulam. Clearly in the lead at the moment. It's Benjamin Palmer over in lane 6. And Ben takes a time of 30.58. Well done. Second one behind him was Lenny Luckman-Hicks in a time of 31.07. This is heat 7 of the open 50 metres freestyle. Finn Carey is 14 from Stevenage in lane 1. Lane 2 is Matthew Lynch, 14 from Potters Bar. 3, Ewan Thompson is 13 from Hitchin. 4, Luigi Gambrioni, who is 14 from Chesham. 5, Ryan Wimpany, who is 14 from Chesham. 6, Gian Nada Vajala, who's 14 from Potters Bar. 7 is Kevin Thoran, who's 14 from Potters Bar. And lane 8 is Andrew Prabhu, who's 14 from Watford. As they touch, first to touch there, Ryan Wimpany in a time of 29.81, first time under 30. Second to touch, there's Ewan Thompson, really close behind them though, 29.92. This is heat 8 of the 50 metres freestyle. Gabriel Taggart in lane 1 is 14 from Watford. Lane 2, Frankie Francis, 14 from Harpenden. 3 is James Hallam, 14 from Harpenden. In lane 4, Perrin Marr, who's 13 from Hatfield. Lane 5, Charlie Stott, who's 15 from St Albans. 6, Christian Gosh, who's 15 from Verulam. And 2 14-year-olds in 7, Joseph Bagshaw from Stevenage. And 8, Noah Saldana from Hitchin. Close again between lanes 3 and 5 as they touch. And it does go to James Hallam in a time of 28.98. First to touch, second to touch, Charlie Stott in time of 29.21. Can we have the 50 metres breaststroke swimmers to the marshalling area, please? 50 metre breaststroke swimmers, can they make their way to the marshalling area now, please? This is heat 9 of the open 50 metres freestyle. Sebastian Caccioli, who's in lane 1, is 15 from Tring. Lane 2 is Thomas Johnson, who's 14 from Hatfield. 3, Jack Avis, 14 from Hitchin. Lane 4 is Justin Einel, who's 15 from Rickmansworth. Lane 5, Mikhail Zaranov, who's 14 from Hitchin. And lane 6 is Oscar McKern, who's 15 from Verulam. Lane 7 is Joshua Tick, who's 15 from Tring. And lane 8, George Reeves, who's 15 from Ware. And it is Joshua, looks like he may take this. He does in a time of 28.08. Good swim by Joshua. And second to touch there, Oscar McKern at 28.62. Heat 10 of the open 50 metres freestyle. Jacob Chen in lane 1 is 13 from Watford. Lane 2, Daniel Humphreys, 15 from Stevenage. 3, Ben Hunwick, who's 15 from Tring. And lane 4 is Angus Cheng, who's 13 from St Albans. Lane 5, Sebastian Ivanchik, who's 15 from Potters Bar. Zachary Bell in lane 6 is 15 from Hitchin. Lane 7, Elliot Hall is 14 from Bishop Stortford. And lane 8, Konstantin Kalifias, who's 13 from Watford. 3 swimmers all going to touch together here. Look how close that one was. Absolutely together there. First to touch was Zachary Bale, time of 28.03. Second just was Angus Cheng at time of 28.18. Heat 11 of the open 50 metres freestyle. Luca Gabossa Padin in lane 1 is 15 from Potters Bar. Lane 2 is Rocco Tintorello, who's 16 from Potters Bar. Lane 3, William Ward, who's 15 from Hoddesdon, and lane 4 is Gabriel Burrow, who's 15 from Bushy. Lane 5, Rufus Kelly, 14 from Hatfield, then 3 15-year-olds. In lane 6, Peter Bansagi from Watford, 7, Alexander Bordenti from Potters Bar, and lane 8 is Parker Brewster from Harpenden. As they touch, wow, 1/100th of a second goes to Peter Bansagi in a time of 27.41. Second, William Ward in a time of 27.42. How about that? Couldn't get much closer than that. Again, a call for 50 metres breaststrokers. They need to make their way to the marshing areas. Girls for the 50 breaststroke need to be at the marshing area, please. This is heat 12 of the open 50 metres freestyle. Kabir Patel in lane 1 is 15 from Potters Bar. Lane 2, Bo Riley, 16 from Bishop Stortford. 3, Alfie Bullock, who's 16 from Cheshunt. And 4 is Bradley McDonald-Williams, who's 16 from Bishop Stortford. Lane 5 is William Harris, who's 15 from Watford. Lane 6 is Zach Fellows, 15 from Costa. Lane 7, Chuklin Kin Katlao, who is 14 from Costa. And William Rogers in lane 8 is 14 from Watford. Storming swim there in lane 4, winning time of 25.80 for Bradley McDonald-Williams. Second behind him was Alfie Bullock at 26.41. Fabulous swim there. Apologies for calling Brandon Bradley. That's coach will realise why I made that slip. Apologies. This is heat 13 of the 50 metres freestyle. Jeffrey Gill in lane 1 is 17 from Watford. Lane 2 is Tobias Sinclair, 19 from Ware. Lane 3 is Keelan Himsdon, 19 from Stevenage. Lane 4, Daniel Williams, 16 from Hatfield. 5, James Gibson, 16 from Watford. 6, Jacob Hayes, who's 17 from Bishop Stortford. Lane 7 is Ben Taggart, who's 17 from Watford. And lane 8, Jack Renoff, who's 18 from Hoddesdon. Leading the way here is Daniel Williams, who touches, well, according to this, it's Tobias Sinclair got out 25.87 ahead of Daniel Williams at 25.91, so coming in under the radar there. Heat 14 of the 50 metres freestyle. Hayden Thorne in lane 1 is 18 from Hoddesdon. Lane 2, Luke Bernard, who's 15 from Costa. Lane 3, Dylan Davenport, 15 from Bishop Stortford. 4, Lucas Hartley is 17 from Outfield. Lane 5, Thomas Lydiard, 18 from Ware. Lane 6 is William Preston, who's 19 from Bushy. Lane 7 is Aiken Toe, who's 18 from Ware. And then finally, Billy Sill in lane 8 is 16 from Ware. Again, a really close one. Touching first, 25.04. A winning time is Thomas Lydiard getting that, and then second to touch was Lucas Hartley in 25.17. Notice the disqualification, event 501, heat 10, lane 5, event 501, heat 10, lane 5, disqualified for a technical infraction. Heat 15 of the open 50 metres freestyle. James Renton in 1 is 18 from Potters Bar. Lane 2, Charlie Stanbury is 19 from Potters Bar. Lane 3, Hugo Rabatchik-Smith is 16 from Costa. Lane 4, senior swimmer Ashley Coombs from Bushy. Lane 5, Liam Rumble, 19 from Hatfield. Lane 6 is Alex Twyford, who's 18 from Bushy. Lane 7, Max Walters, 15 from Watford. Lane 8 is Luke Morley, 17 from Itchin. Comfortable swim from the fastest entrant, 24 flat for Ashley Coombs to touch first in that. Liam Rumble, 25.01 in second. And this is the final heat, heat 16 of the open 50 metres freestyle. Lane 1, Jack Barnard, who's 19 from Watford. Lane 2, Toby Martin, 17 from Albion. 3, Zach Stacey, 17 from Hoddesdon. And 4, Matthew Aldred, who's 19 from Watford, enters at 23.83. 5 is Jake Moore, who's 18 from Potters Bar. 6, Alexander Claverboy, who's 18 from Costa. 7, George Grimwood, 17 from Bishop Stortford. And 15-year-old Hoddesdon's Max Hosier is in lane 8. 24.45, a comfortable swim there for Matthew Aldred to take that ahead of Jake Moore in 25.03. So that completes the Men and Open 50 metres freestyle. The next event in the pool is the 50 breaststroke. Can you clear the pool, please, Summers? Can you make your way to the side of the pool, please? And the 50 metre breaststroke is going to be swum in 18 heats. So a few to get through. And this is heat 1 of the 50 metres breaststroke, swimmers in lanes 3, 4 and 5. So slightly slower than the previous heat, but nevertheless we're off in the female 50 metres breaststroke. Entry time's all around 50 seconds. In lane 3 we've got Scarlett Omand, who's 11 from Cheshunt. Lane 4, Charlotte Dixon, 11 from Itchin, and then 10-year-old Olivia Hopley from Hatfield. Turning at 23 or thereabouts. Looking good at the moment. Charlotte Dixon in the middle of the pool from Hitchin. Just trying to get away from the others. She's entered at 50.45. Olivia's just fractionally ahead of Scarlett, but it's all to swim for. Scarlett coming through a fabulous burst at the end here. Scarlett in lane 3. Can she get there? It's going to be really close between all three of them. And they touch nearly together. Charlotte Dixon it is who hangs on to take it in 49.38. Second, Olivia Hopley in 49.65, and third, Scarlett in 49.82. This is heat 2 of the 50 metres breaststroke. Seven on the blocks. Maya Assad in lane 1 is 11 from Watford. Then we got one 10-year-old amongst all of the others being 11. In lane 2, Layla Harley is a 10-year-old from Watford, entered at 50.1. Keep an eye on that. Lane 3, Lotta Aman, who's 11 from Potters Bar. Lane 4 is Sophia Sood from Watford. Lane 5, Ava Adams from Hertford. Lane 6 is Emily Besson from Berkhamsted. And lane 7, Nancy Owen from St Albans, all 11. And leading the way at the moment in lane 3, Lotta, entered at 49.05. Close behind her at the moment, but it looks like it's Emily ahead of Ava. But as they come through the touch, and it is Lotta who takes the time of 45.55, excellent time. Second to touch there, Emily Bresson at 47.80. Heat 3 of the female 50 metres breaststroke. Imogen Stowe Hazel in lane 1 is 11 from Harpen. And lane 2, Elsie Preston is 11 from Tring. 3, Lauren Sander, who's 11 from Rickmansworth. Then 3 12-year-olds. In lane 4 is Beth Offord from Royston. Lane 5, Lily Chappell from Royston. And lane 6 is Cordelia Helm from Rickmansworth. And then 2 more 11-year-olds. Olivia Daniel in lane 7 from Verulam, and in lane 8, Freya Keeling from Ware. So just 3 12-year-olds in lanes 4, 5 and 6 amongst all of the others are 11. And again, it's close, but leading the lead just, I think, is Elsie in lane 2 from Tring, entered at 47.81. I think she's going to take it. And she does, touching first at a time of 44.71. Second to touch was Beth Offord in a time of 45.65. Have a notice of disqualification. Event 502, Heat 2, Lane 2. Event 502, Heat 2, Lane 2, disqualified for a technical infraction. Heat 4 of the female 50 metres breaststroke. Savannah Smith is in lane 1, she's 12 from Potters Bar, and they're all 12 apart from lane 6. All 12 apart from lane 6. Lane 2 is Freya Morton, who is from Tring. Lane 3, Sophia Sakato, who is from Costa. Lane 4 is Mia Monksmith, who is from Berkhamsted. Lane 5, Daniela Gomez Boulevard, who is from Hoddesdale. Lane 6 is the 11-year-old Georgie Basavi, who's from Hatfield. Lane 7, Amber Smith from Costa, and lane 8 is Cora Butterworth from Tring. 3 summers in a row here. We got Mia Monksworth in 4, Daniela Gomez in 5, and Amber over in lane 7 as they touch. First to touch was Mia Monksworth at a time of 45.45, and second was Daniela Gomez Boulevard at a time of 45.79. Another notice of disqualification, event 502, Heat 3, lane 7. Event 502, Heat 3, lane 7, disqualified for a technical infraction. This is heat 5 of the female 50 metres breaststroke. Emma Storer in lane 1 is 12 from Watford, lane 2. Olivia Cheney, who's 12 from Harpenden, lane 3. Megan Randall, 13 from Royston, lane 4. Dorothea Ward, who's 12 from Bushy. 5 is Daisy Hambleton, 13 from Bushy. 6, Sophia Tack, who's 13 from Tring. And then two 12-year-olds in 7. Sophie Peterson from Stevenage in lane 8 is Eldie Wu, who's in from Verulam. Just holding a lead is Sophia in lane 6, I think, but now coming back very strongly alongside her, Daisy in 5 and also in 3, Megan, as they touch. First to touch was Daisy Hambleton, who takes it at a time of 42.75. Second was Sophia Tack, who's 42.89. Heat 6 of the female 50 metres breaststroke. Tilly Pickersgill in lane 1 is 12 from Stevenage, then two 13-year-olds in lane 2, Phoebe Hickford from Hertford, 3 is Isabel Cartwright from Hoddesdon. And two 12-year-olds, 4 is Amelia Clark, who's from Hatfield, and 5 Eloise Geffin from Costa. And two 13-year-olds in 6 and 7. In 6 is Giasoni from St Albans, lane 7 is Tali Froome from Harpenden. And then in lane 8, Aria Walters is a 12-year-old from Verulam. And again, very close. Isabel Cartwright in 3 and Amelia Clark in 4 are the two who are fighting this out as they come through to touch. It's going to be close. And it is Amelia Clark who gets in a time of 41.97. Isabel Cartwright right behind her in time of 42.10. Can we have swimmers for the 200 metres individual medley, please, make the way to the marshalling area. Swimmers for the 200 metres IM, please. This is heat 7 of the female 50 metres breaststroke. Heidi King in lane 1 is 13 from Hemel Hempstead, and they're all 13 in this heat. Heat of 13-year-olds. Lane 2 is Amelia Cass, who's from Bishop Stortford. Lane 3 is Alison Lou from Watford. Lane 4 is, it's Myla Chow, who's from Royston. Lane 5 is Isabella Smith from St Albans. Lane 6 is Isabel Early from Bishop Stortford. Lane 7, Neve Holland, who's from Hitchin. Lane 8 is Emily Porter from Hertford. All 13-year-olds. It's Neve Holland who is in the lead here. She's going to take this one, and she does in a time of 41.68. Good swim by her. Second to touch there, 42.74, was Emily Porter over in lane 8. Heat 8 of the 50 metres breaststroke. Emily Mailer in lane 1 is 13 from Watford. Lane 2, Bronwyn Fuller, 13 from Hertford. Lane 3, Poppy Audrey, who's 14 from Berkhamsted. Lane 4, Isabella DeGrease, who's 14 from Ware. Lane 5, Zara Rent, who is 15 from Hertford. Lane 6, Davy Herdane, who's 15 from Stevenage. Lane 7 is Esme Hui, who is 12 years old from Watford, youngest in this heat, and Amelie Renniff in lane 8 is 14 from Hoddesdon. Into the last 10 metres. It's lane 5, Zara Rint from Hertford, who is there, but also in lane 2, Bronwyn Fuller storming through. And it is Bronwyn who takes it at a time of 40.88, getting there ahead of Zara in a second in a time of 41.11. Again, the call for the 200 metres, individual medley swimmers, please, to the marshalling area. 200 metres, IM swimmers to the marshalling area now, please. Heat 9 of the 50 metres breaststroke. Darcy Waller in lane 1 is 14 from Stevenage. Lane 2 is Katie Brazil, who's 12 from Potters Bar. 3, Isla Cayley, who's 12 from Watford. Lane 4, Julia Cumelli, who's 14 from Stevenage. Lane 5 is Sophia Butt, who is 13 from St Albans. Lane 6, Lucy Franklin, who's 14 from Berkhamsted. Lane 7, Aisha Lawton, who's 13 from Watford, and lane 8 is Willow Bentley Greaves, who's 14 from Hertford. Aisha Lawton in lane 7 is up there, but also in lane 2, Katie Brazil is having a great swim and coming through fast in lane 4 as well. But first to touch is Aisha Lawton, who gets in time of 41.16. Second, Katie Brazil, 41.24. Very close. Heat 10 of the 50 metres breaststroke. Hayley Hong Yen Long is in lane 1. She's 13 from Harpenden, youngest in this heat. Lane 4 is Liberty Padgham, who's 15 from Bushy. Lane 3, Liliana Chavinska, who's 14 from Potters Bar. Lane 4, Lucy Barnard, who's 15 from Watford. Lane 5 is Bethany Hopkins, who's 14 from Harpenden. 6, Emmeline Court. Emmeline is 15 from Hertford. Then 2 14-year-olds. And 7, Florence Fawcett from Itchen. Lane 8 is Grace Cracknell from Watford. 3 or 4 swimmers all very much together here at the moment. And as they come through the touch, it's going to be difficult to spot them. And first to touch there was Emmeline Court, a time of 40.67, ahead of Hayley Hong Yen Long, whose 41.21 was second. This is heat 11 of the female 50 metres breaststroke. Lane 1 is Amy Whitton, who is 15 from Hatfield. Lane 2 is Evie Butterworth, who's 14 from Tring. Lane 3, Isabel Mullings, who's 16 from Cheshunt. Lane 4 is Chloe Yuan, who's 13 from St Albans. Lane 5, Isabella Cowie. Isabel is 12 from Watford, so she's the youngest in this heat. Lane 6 is Jasmine Davis, who's 14 from Watford. Lane 7, Annabelle Pointer, who's 14 from Bushy. And lane 8 is Matilda Tramontano-Wells, who's 15 from Hertford. Annabelle Pointer from Bushy entered at 40.76, having a fabulous swim here. She takes it a time of 38.89. Second to touch was Isabel Cowie in time of 39.98. Maybe first time under 40 seconds. Well done. Notes of disqualification: event 502, heat 10, lane 6. Event 502, heat 10, lane 6, disqualified for a technical infraction. Heat 12 of the female 50 metres breaststroke. Lane 1 is Natalie Herbst, who's 13 from St Albans. Lane 2 is Alexandra Javinska, who's 15 from Potters Bar. Lane 3 is Sophie Lyon, who's 18 from Stevenage. And lane 4 is Gemma Adams-Rothwell, who's 16 from Ware. 5, Rebecca Smith, 15 from Harpenden. In lane 6, Amy Wermeling, who's 14 from Hemel Hempstead. Lane 7, Indy Pettit, 14 from Hoddesdon. And lane 8, Tori Hunt, 16 years old from Stevenage. Good swim in lane 4, Gemma from Ware, entered at 39.48. Takes it in a time of 38.93. Well done, under 39 seconds. And second to touch, Rebecca Smith, at a time of 40.18. This is heat 13 of the 50 metres breaststroke. Marcia Billingham in lane 1 is senior swimmer from Tring. Lane 2 is Valeria Antonini, who's 14 from Berkhamsted. Lane 3 is Celia Randall, who's 15 from Watford. Lane 4 is Talia Williams, who's 17 from Tring. 5 is Imogen Azapadi, who's 16 from Burlham. Lane 6, Caitlin Peters, 16 from Harpenden. Lane 7, Amy Lydiard, 16 from Ware, and then a 14-year-old, so 2 14-year-olds is the second one. Mimi Clinch in lane 8 from Costa. Marcia Billingham is going to take this in lane 1. Great swim by her. Winning time of 38.42. Second to touch was right next to her, Valeria, in time of 38.96. Heat 14 of the 50 metres breaststroke. Angela Lazzaretti in lane 1 is 16 from Watford. Lane 2, Ava Black, 17 from St Albans. Lane 3, Tamsin Whittaker, 18 from Watford. And lane 4 is Caroline Sedgwick, who is 15 from Harpenden. Lane 5, Neve Ives, who's 12 from Hatfield. Lane 6, Isla Black, 15 from Costa. And lane 7, Amelia Costa, who is 14 from Hatfield. Lane 8 is Amber Smits, 16 from Ware. So we've got a 12-year-old in lane 5. Neve from Hatfield, who's going well, and over in lane 8 Amber Smits is right up there, also going well. Angela on lane 1 and in lane 7 as well, but Amber it is who takes it in a time of 38.25. Amelia Costa second to touch there in lane 7 in 38.70. Heat 15 of the 50 metres breaststroke. Tabitha Webber in lane 1 is 16 from Pottersbar. Lane 2 is Liliana Sabala, who's 14 from Hoddesdon. Lane 3, Molly Seymour, who's 15 from Hoddesdon. Lane 4, Robin Hartley is 18 from Hatfield. Lane 5, 13-year-old Mia Nelson from Cheshunt. Lane 6 is Martha Duncan, who's 17 from Verulam. Lane 7, Summer Iverson, who is 15 from Watford. And Holly Cuthbert in lane 8 is 16 from Stevenage. This again, look at the swimmers right across the pool. This could go one of 6 to 7 ways as they touch. Wow, look at the board light up there. First to touch was Summer Iverson, whose winning time of 37.57. Just ahead of Martha Duncan, 37.85. Heat 16 of the 50 metres breaststroke. Mercy Adeoye in lane 1 is 15 from Hatfield. Lane 2, Yasmin Meadows is 18 from Costa. Lane 3 is Miriam Mugdad, who's 18 from Bishop Stortford. Lane 4 is Ella Greatbatch, who's 16 from Bishop Stortford. 5 is Gigi Robetchek-Smith, who's 14 from Costa. Lane 6, Katie Jeffrey, who's a senior swimmer from Hatfield. Lane 7, Molly Greatbatch, who's 14 from Bishop Stortford. Lane 8 is Alice Azapadi, who's 15 from Costa. Coming up to touch, Ella, who is the fastest entrant in this one, touching first in a time of 34.55. Comfortable swim for her. Lane 2, second was Gigi Robetchek-Smith in a time of 35.7. Heat 17 of the 50 metres breaststroke. Molly Bartop in 1 is 16 from Cheshunt. Lane 2, Rachel Carpenter is 17 from Ware. 3, Alice Field is 19 from Ware. Lane 4, Charlotte Williams 18 from Hatfield. Lane 5, Isabella Dalton is 18 from Tring. And lane 6 is Chloe Simpson, 18 from Watford. And two 17-year-olds in lane 7 is Scarlett Harrison-Morora, who's from Costa. And lane 8 is Amy Harper, who is from Watford. Charlotte Williams is the fastest entrant in this. The last 3 heats are all spearheaded and mixed up. It's the 33, and she goes 33.88. Second to touch there, Rachel Carpenter in 35.88. So up to the final heat, heat 18 of the 50 metres breaststroke. Stand down, swimmers, please, stand down. Away we go in the last heat. Kaylin Hare in lane 1 is age 16 from Watford. Lane 2, Katrina Dalton, 17 from Tring. Lane 3, Lucy Crocker, a senior swimmer from Stevenage. Lane 4, Megan Gray, who's 17 from Atford. Lane 5 is Lauren Gore, who's 18 from Bishop Stortford. Lane 6, Georgina Hamilton, who's 16 from Costa. Lane 7, Madison Whittaker, who is a senior swimmer from Watford. And lane 8 is Hannah Lovedock, who is 16 from Hitchin. Fabulous race in the middle of the pool here. Two swimmers battling out, Megan and Lauren, and as they touch, first to touch, Megan Gray, time 34.84, second Lauren Gore, 35.27. So after a bit of a nervy one, can you clear the pool to the side, please? Can you clear the pool, please? Swimmers? A few hiccups on that last heat, but finally sorted out the starting equipment. The next event is event 503, the open and male 200 metres individual medley, and that's going to be swum in 12 heats. And this is heat 1 of the 200 metres individual medley. So, 8 lengths of the pool. Lewis Hallam in lane 1 is 11 from Hartman, and lane 2, Charlie Pritchard is 10 from Stevenage. Lane 3, Cameron Davis, 12 from Watford. Lane 4, Isaac Wilshire, who's 11 from Hartford. Lane 5, Thea Barber, who's 12 from Stevenage. Lane 6 is Via Taka, who's 11 from Watford, and another 10-year-old, Julian Vanier, in lane 7 is from Hatfield. 2 lengths of the pool, fly back breast free, coming up to the end of the fly. And 39 seconds for Isaac in 4 and also for Charlie in 2. 43 seconds for Theo in 5 and then Cameron in 3, and then 47 for Julian, 49 for Lewis. Notice of disqualification, event 502, heat 15, lane 7, event 502, heat 15, lane 7, disqualified for a technical infraction. So at the end of the backstroke, we've still got in the lead in lane 2, Charlie Pritchard, just ahead of Isaac in lane 4, and coming through now on the breaststroke. Going well, starting to pick up a little bit. He's actually over in lane 6 is Viv, who's trying to catch up with Theo Barbet in lane 5. Still as it was in the lead. We got Isaac in the lead from Charlie Pritchard. Isaac from Charlie coming up to the final discipline change. He's going to be breast to freestyle, and he's going to take about a metre into the lead. 2:25 versus 2:27. Isaac ahead of Charlie. In third place, 2:30 at this point is Theo Barbet, and then 2:32 is Via. 2:33 Cameron Davis. 2:34 is Julian Vanier, and 2:40 Lewis Hallam as they go into the freestyle. Turning, still holding his metre or so lead. Isaac Wilshire from Hertford, he's been there from the fly, and he's pulling away just a little bit from Charlie Pritchard. Charlie digging in hard, trying to catch him. And Charlie is actually slightly catching him as they come through to the end. I don't think he's going to get there. As he touches, it is Isaac Wilshire who touches first, 308.15. Charlie Pritchard in second, 309.22. And third to touch there, Theo Barbet, 315.48. Last few strokes for Lewis Hallam, who touches and completes that. This is heat 2 of the Man Open 100 metres, 200 metres individual medley. This is heat 2. I got Todd Long in lane 1, who's 12 from Atwood. Lane 2 is Aaron Brodsey, who's 12 from Harpenden. Lane 3, Sam Farry is 13 from Hatfield. Lane 4 is Max Hart, who's 11 from Verulam. Lane 5, Max Winter, 12 from Stevenage. Lane 6 is Mark Bansagi, who's 11 from Watford. Lane 7, Kai Yung Wai Cheng, who's from Stevenage, and he's 12. And then 12-year-old Tom Gilbert in lane 8 is from Watford. Under 40 seconds on the fly. The backstroke leading at the moment is Aaron Rawlinsey. Aaron looking good on the backstroke. And also coming through quite well on the backstroke is Todd Lung from Hatfield in lane 1. And he's looking very powerful. Behind them, you've got another one coming through strongly in lane 3 is Sam Farry. So they're all the good backstrokers. 127 on the turn. Aaron Rawlinsey ahead of Todd Lung at 127 as well. 128s for James Winter in 5 and Sam Farry in 3. They're the chasing ones. Very close on the breaststroke, but Todd Lung looks like he's just better than Aaron Rawlinsey at the moment. But pretty close still. And Todd has definitely pulled out a metre or so over Aaron on the breaststroke. Right across the pool behind them on the breaststroke, but coming through very strongly. Kai Yung Wai Cheng in lane 7 is having a really good breaststroke leg, catching up the others, but it's going to be Todd who's going to go into the freestyle at 2:20. Aaron at 2:23. And then 2:25, really close together between Kai and Max Hart, but Kai's overtaken them on the breaststroke. That's a very good breaststroke swim. But our leader on the freestyle, Todd Lung, looks very good, very powerful, pulling away now. Absolutely dominant freestyle on the last discipline of the 200 IM for Todd. Entered 12-year-old entered at 3:14. Look at the time, under 3 minutes, 2:57.88. Aaron Rawlinsey entered at 3:13, goes 3:03. Sam entered at 3:10, goes 3:06, 3:08 for Max Hart. And then 3:09s for Kai and James. And that completes that one. Heat 3 of the Open 200 metres individual medley. So we got Josh and Edis in lane 1, who's 13 from Watford. Lane 2 is Jake Nell, who's 11 from Tring, and then a row of 11-year-olds. All the others are 11 apart from lane 6. Lane 3 is Luca Capozzi, who's from Hemel Hempstead. Lane 4, George Sims, who's from Hertford. Lane 5 is Charles Hallam from Harpenden. Then the 12-year-old, Guy Spearman Baines in lane 6 from Bishop Stortford. Leo Sims, 11-year-old from Hertford in lane 7, as is Dewey Fordyce from Berkhamsted in lane 8. 36.64, very good fly from Charles Hallam. And also alongside him, great one from George Sims at Hertford. These two a long way clear after the fly. Close behind them really, it's Jake Nell, I think maybe fractionally ahead, but on the far side of the ball we've got Leo Sims and then Dewey Fordyce. And also in lane 3, Luca, who's going well too. But really, look at this race at the front. Very, very good after the backstroke. Who's going to be the breaststroker? On the backstroke, it's George who's going to go into the breaststroke first at 1:22. 1:23 for Charles. 1:26 Jake Nell, who's not far behind. 1:29 Leo Sims going into the breaststroke. And then 1:29 also for Luca in 3 and Josh in lane 1. 1:30 and 1:31 for Guy and Dewey. On the breaststroke, again, very evenly matched. Coming up to the end of the breaststroke. And as they come to the end, coming into the freestyle, still just holding his lead. George Sims from Charles Hallam, but they're very close, 2:16 and 2:17. Less than a second between them going into the freestyle. Third going into the freestyle now after the breaststroke is Luca Capozzi, who had Jake Nell, I beg your pardon. Jake Nell, who had a great breaststroke. And on the far side from me, Leo Sims looking good over in lane 7. He's racing for that third place too. But the leading two away, and now pulling away, George Sims from Hertford. Into 3:04, he's in the lead. He looks like he's going to take this from Charles Hallam. And let's see as they come up to touch. And George's winning time, 2:55.87, under 3 minutes, good swim. Charles Hallam, 2:58.98 in second. Third to touch, Jake Nell in 3:02.18. We have a notice of disqualification, event 503, heat 2, lane 6, event 503, heat 2, lane 6, disqualified for a technical infraction. This is heat 4 of the 200 metres individual medley. Heat 4, Edward Beard in lane 1 is 13 from Verulam, and lane 2 is Alfie Ritchie, who is also 13 but from Costa. Lane 3, 12-year-old Hatfield's Ching Yao. In lane 4, Rex Tramontano Wells, who's 13 from Hertford. And then the rest are all 12 years old in lanes 5 through to 8. 5 is Noah Conroy from Bishop Stortford. 6, Hardy Shipton from Hatfield. 7, Hugo Koinagi from Costa, and lane 8, Max Perry from Watford. So turn first there, 34.54. Quite a long way in the lead for Rex, ahead of 37. The next to turn was Hugo Koinagi in lane 7, but now it's getting a little bit closer on the backstroke, but still in the lead. Rex in lane 4 turns in 60 seconds, but now down to less than a second. And Noah Conroy is coming up alongside him in lane 5. Noah could be pretty close to him by the time they get to the turn, but Rex is actually still stretching out, close behind those. Hardy and Hugo but turning absolutely together at rang on 23 seconds. Rex and Noah, and then 24 and 25 seconds for Hardy and Hugo going into the second half. 26 seconds, again, not a long way behind is Alfie Ritchie. At the moment, the looking good on the breaststroke in lane 4 is Rex, but also coming through very well is Hugo over in lane 7, who's catching up with the others. But Rex does look good. He's pulling away clear. But it is Hugo who's having a great breaststroke leg over in lane 7. He's pulled himself right up now into second place. Just ahead of Hardy and Noah. But Rex turning at 2:15. 2:18 now for Hugo in second. 2:18.9 for Noah and 2:19 for Hardy. So those a little bit away from lane 2, Alfie Ritchie, and over in lane 8, Max Perry. Into the last 10 metres. Rex being chased by Noah. Noah having a very good freestyle leg, but Rex takes this 2:55.13. Noah, good freestyle at the end of that. Finishing second in 2:56.4, and third was Hardy Shipton. Time of 2:58.23. Can we have the swimmers for the 400 metres individual medley, please? 400 metres individual medley, please, to the marshalling area. And this is heat 5 of the open 200 metres individual medley. Charles Hodgson in lane 1 is 12 years old from St Albans, Costa, and lane 2 is Matthias Zlinska, who is 14 from Cheshunt. 3 more 14-year-olds alongside, Luigi Gambioni in lane 3 from Cheshunt, lane 4 Finn Carey from Stevenage, and lane 5 is Matthew Johnson from Costa. And the 3 Watford swimmers in 6, 7 and 8. In 6, Montgomery Brewster is 12. 7 is Joseph Brewster is 14. And lane 8 is Hugo Harley, who is 12. 35.7 leading the way at halfway, but already in lane 6 at the end of the fly is Montgomery Brewster. Beg your pardon, not quite halfway yet. Now being caught by Finn Carey in lane 4. And Finn Carey looks powerful on the backstroke. Also going well on the backstroke is Matthias in lane 2. These 3 ahead of the chasing row. Finn turns first, 1:18.68 into the breaststroke, 1:19.69 for Montgomery Brewster, so second and a bit, and then 1:20 and 1:21 for Matthias and Charles in lanes 2 and 1. And then lane 3, Luigi is right up there too now. But on the breaststroke, coming through very well, Montgomery Brewster in lane 6. Montgomery looking really powerful on the breaststroke. And Montgomery is right up there now. It's a great breaststroke leg from him. Also in lane 2, Matthias is having a good breaststroke too. And as you tend to see with the backstrokers not being good at breaststroke and vice versa, Finn is holding on to it. He's going to be right up there. He's going to be a good freestyler, Finn. But 3 swimmers are going to turn absolutely together at just under 2:12. We've got Finn in 4, Montgomery in 6, and Matthias in 2. And these 3 are clear of the rest of the chasing pack. And it's Montgomery Brewster who is pulling away in the freestyle. Great battle behind it between Finn and Matthias, who turned together at the end of the first leg of the length of the freestyle. But Montgomery is still holding on to this lead. Montgomery Brewster. Finn trying to get back on him, but also now Matthias. Great swim in lane 2. Can Matthias get there? It's going to be very close as they touch. Just getting there. 2:49.43. Montgomery Brewster holds on to it from Matthias. Great finish from him in the freestyle. 2:49.92 in second. Finn Carey, a long-time leader, just behind him in 2:50.53. What a fabulous race. 400 metres individual medley swimmers, please. Can we have them to the marshalling area, please? 400 metres individual medley swimmers. Can they make their way to the marshalling area, please? This is heat 6 of the 200 metres individual medley. Notes of disqualification, event 503, heat 4, lane 1. Event 503, heat 4, lane 1, disqualified for a technical infraction. This is heat 6, Alexis Eraska Huriz, who's in lane 1, is 14 from outfield. Lane 2, Max King, 14 from Watford. 3 is Oliver Brandwood, who's 15 from Berkhamsted. And 4, Oscar McKean, who's 15 from Verulam. Then all the rest are 14. Lane 5 is Ryan Wimperney, who is from Cheshunt. Lane 6, Andrew Prabhu, who is from Watford. Lane 7, William Lyons from Watford. Lane 8 is Nikolai Solanu, who's from Cheshunt. 34.19 after the fly for Oliver. Oliver looking good on the backstroke too in lane 3. Turns at 54. Next to turn 57, so he's got about 2 or 3 seconds at the halfway point of the backstroke. You can see how good he is on the breaststroke, but at the moment it is still Oliver Brandwood ahead of Andrew and Ryan in the middle of the pool, but backward tumble, 114 for Oliver into the freestyle, into the breaststroke at 114. 117s for Oscar and Ryan. Coming up to the halfway point on the breaststroke. Still in the lead, Oliver Brandwood from Berkhamsted, but now being reeled in a little bit by Oscar in 4 and Ryan in 5. Turns first at 2:03, 2:05 the other two. Oliver's still in the lead. He's got quite a bit of a lead here. And behind those we've got Arendid Parabu, who's in lane 6. Leader turns at 2:21. 2:24 for the chasing pair, so 3 seconds lead with just 1 length to go. Great battle. The battle here is between second and third, between Oscar and Ryan. Oscar in 4 and Ryan in 5. Oliver is going to take this. Who's going to get second? Oscar takes it in 2:38, and second, just getting there, is Oscar at a time of 2:40.88, 2:41.18. Ryan right there then. Andrid Prabhu is in lane 5, gets to the 6, gets 4th place in 2:45, and then Max King at 2:48. Another notice of disqualification, event 503, heat 5, lane 5, event 503, heat 5, lane 5, disqualified for a technical infraction. Heat 7 of the 200 metres individual medley. James Hallam in lane 1 is 14 from Harpenden. Lane 2 is Chuki Cheng, who's 13 from Costa. Lane 3 is Mikhail Zaranov, who's 14 from Hitchin. Lane 4, Max Lesnar, who is 15 from Potters Bar. Lane 5 is Konstantin Kaliafas, who's 13 from Watford. Lane 6 is Gabriel Taggart, who's 14 from Watford. And then two 15-year-olds, John Deeks in 7 from Bishop Stortford, Christian Gosh in lane 8 from Verulam. 32.9, Max Lesnar in lane 4, leading the way, entered 2:41. Coming up now to the end of the backstroke. Very, very close between Max and Konstantin. Max in 4, Konstantin 5. Touching together. Backward touch and a tumble. Both coming out pretty much together. About a 1:12, 1:14 behind those for James Hallam. And then 1:17. Gabriel Taggart is in 4th place there. Also at 1:17 is Mikhail in 3. But who's going to have the best breaststroke? Coming up to the halfway point on the breaststroke. Just turning in the lead is Konstantin ahead of Max. Also going well is James Hallam in lane 1. And fabulous swim also now over in lane 6 by Gabriel Taggart from Watford. And Gabriel's going to go right up to the front here. Tremendous breaststroke leg from him. Going from back in about 4th place, 5th place, into the lead, 1:59. Gabriel Taggart takes it, and he's inside him is his teammate Konstantin. These two just a little bit clear of Max and James. Great battle between the two Watford swimmers, turning together of 2:18, just one length of freestyle. Gabriel in 6, Konstantin in 5. These two still just a little bit clear of Max, who is catching them, but it's going to be right down on the fingertips as they come through the touch. Absolutely together there. And the touch there goes to Konstantin, a time of 2:34.94, out of Gabriel 2:35.03. So 11 hundredths between them. Absolutely fantastic. In fact, it's 9 hundredths. Heat 8 of the 200 metres individual medley. Swimmers for the female 400 metres individual medley need to be at the marshalling area. 400 metres individual medley needs to be at the marshalling area. Peter Bansagi in lane 1 is 15 from Watford. Lane 2, Elliot Hall, 14 from Bishop Stortford. 3, Rufus Kelly, who is 14 from Hatfield. Then we've got a row of 3 15-year-olds. Joshua Tyak in lane 4 from Tring. Lane 5 is Ben Hunwick from Tring. Lane 6, Toby Gradwell from Hartford. Then Daniel Humphries in 7 is 15 from Stevenage. And 13-year-old Jacob Chen in lane 8 from Watford. 32.3, pretty close here, but leading the way after the fly was Joshua, but Ben has gone past him now on the backstroke in lane 5. Ben looking very good on the backstroke in lane 5. He's pulling away and he's very powerful. We'll see if he can hold it on the breaststroke as well. But he's pulling away from Joshua, and then behind those we've got Toby, is the in lane 6, who's the next to chase them. 110.23 the leading swimmer, Ben. 112.72 for Joshua. 114s for Toby in 6 and Daniel in 7. And then 115 for Jacob over in lane 8. But still holding on to his lead. 136. 138, but you can see it's coming down now quite significantly. And the breaststroker is now chasing down the good free backstroker, but he's good on the freestyle as well. So it is going to be Ben who's going to take about a metre lead into the freestyle. 158. Right behind him now is Toby Gradwell, had a good breaststroke. 202 for Rufus Tyke, who's in third place at the moment. 202 also though, Peter Bansagi in lane 1, who had a good breaststroke. And in lane 2, Elliot Hall is up there too now. But still holding the lead he's held from the start. Ben Hunwick from Tring, 2:38 entry time. He's going to take this. It's going to be close for second, third and fourth. It's getting very close. Winning time 2:34, but second just hanging on to it. Toby Gradwell 2:36.62 ahead of Elliot Hall 2:37.12 and Peter Bansagi 2:37.42. Very close at the end. Heat 9 of the Men's Open 200 metres individual medley. Heat 8 of the men's 200 metres individual medley. Ramsey Gill in lane 1 is 15 from Costa. Lane 2 is James Monks, who's 80 from Tring. Then lane 3, the first of 3 Watford swimmers, 16-year-old Kaelin Bosniou. Lane 4 is William Harris, who's 15, and lane 5, William Rogers, who's 14. Lane 6, Charlie Padgham, who's 18 from Bushy, and 2 17-year-olds. Lane 7 is Rhys Jones from Tring, and lane 8 is Jack Blake from Hertford. Fabulous fly here in lane 3 by Kaelin Bosniou from Watford. 29 seconds on the fly part of the IM. 31 seconds behind him for Ramsey Gill and James Monks in lanes 1 and 2. And then 32 for William Harris in lane 4. But now coming through in lane 5, also William Rogers. Good on the backstroke, but still holding on to his lead. Looking very good on the backstroke as well as the fly. In lane 3 is Kaelin. So coming up to change from back to breast, it's still Kaelin Bosniou from Watford, entered 2:32, goes into the breaststroke at 66, 69 for William Rogers, and then 71 from James Monks and Harris, 72 for Ramsey Gill, 74 Charlie Padgham, and 75 Jack Blake. So still hanging on to this, Kaelin Bosniou, but coming back very well in lane 5, William Rogers. William Rogers good on the breaststroke, and he's going to be quite a lot closer than they were at the end of the backstroke. And he turns first at 151, William 153. 156 for Ramsey Gill, and then 158 for Jack Blake, who had a good breaststroke. Still in the lead. Kaelin turning, but only about a half a metre clear now. Kaelin in lane 3, William in lane 5, and William is right up there. William now, he's level and he's just starting to ease ahead. Can Kaelin respond? Kaelin is responding into the last 2-3 metres, going to be on the fingers as they touch. 2:27.46. First to touch was William Rogers. Kaelin Bosniou couldn't quite hang on to it. 2:28.2 in second place. Third to touch 2:31 was Ramsey Gill. So just to let the spectators know, after the end of the 12th heat of this, we're up to heat 10 coming up, we've got 2 swim-offs that are going to take place for the 50 metres freestyle and the 50 metres breaststroke. We've got 2 swim-offs that are going to take place before the 400 metres individual medley. So 3 more heats of this and then 2 50 metre swim-offs, because we've got tied places for the finals for the 50 free and the 50 breaststroke. And this is heat 10 of the 200 metres individual medley. Swimmer in 1, in lane 2 is Maxwell Hosier. Max is 15 from Hoddesdon. Lane 3 is Luke Martel. 18 from Watford. Lane 4 is Lucas Hartley. 17 from Hatfield. Lane 5, Cub Madison. 18 from Harpenden. 6, Daniel Williams. 16 from Hatfield. 7 is Alexander Ball, who's 17 from Bottas Bar. And Chekin Lau in lane 8 is 14 from St Albans, from Costa. Good fly swim in lane 4 by Lucas Hartley, turns first at 29.36. 30 seconds behind him for 5, 2 and 6 in that order, which is Cub in 5, Maxwell in 2 and Daniel in 6. Still pretty close on the backstroke though. In the lead still is Lucas Hartley. He's got the fastest entry time, they could be swimming within himself. Close behind him though, because you've got Luke in 2 and Maxwell in Luke in 3 and Maxwell in 2, and also over in lane 6 got Daniel. But they're all turning around about 67, 66 though for our leader going into the breaststroke, Lucas Hartley, and he's a good breaststroker. But going after him now, Cub Madison, who is an excellent breaststroker, and Cub is storming along in lane 5. And Cub may well get a lot closer to him by the time we get to the end of this breaststroke leg. Lucas still hanging on to this, but Cub is much, much closer now. Cub's going to be about a second or 2 behind him. 1:44 and then 1:47, about 2.5 seconds between the 2 of those going into the free. 1:50, Luke Martel just ahead of Daniel Williams. And then Maxwell Hosier. Well, excellent freestyle in the middle of the pool. Lucas Hartley, as I said, enters at 2:15. Looks pretty comfortable at the moment, coming in, glides in at 2:17. Cub Madison, again, not under too much pressure, 2:21. The 2:23. For Maxwell Hosier coming up into 3rd place. Good swim by him. And then 2:23. Actually, no, it's Maxwell Hosier coming up in 3rd place. Beg your pardon. That's Luke Martel in 4th place. 2:23 as well. Heat 11 of the 200 metres individual medley. Dylan Davenport in lane 1, 15 from Bishop Stortford, and 3 17-year-olds together. In lane 2 is Samuel Howard from Hoddesdon. Lane 3, Jacob Hayes from Bishop Stortford. Lane 4, Samuel Jeffrey from Hatfield. Lane 5, Rafferty May, a 16-year-old from Watford. Lane 6, James Gibson, a 16-year-old from Watford. Lane 7, Zach Fellows, who's 15 from Costa, and then Wares Aitkentoe in lane 8 is 15. Dylan Davenport's going to turn first in lane 1, 30.16, fractionally ahead, 30.41. We got Jacob in 3, Rafferty May in 5, and then Samuel Howard in 2. But now coming up to the halfway point of the backstroke. Jacob Hayes turning first. And going very well on the backstroke over in lane 7, Zach Fellows from St Albans, and Zach is going to be right up there, may even turn first into the breaststroke, but they're going to be, yeah, in fact he does, 64, excellent backstroke leg there. 64 also for Jacob Hayes, 65 and 66 for Samuel in lane 4 and Rafferty in lane 5. But now, strong breaststroke in lane 4. Samuel Jeffrey pulling away, having an excellent breaststroke leg. As we see, the breaststrokers and the backstroke are swapping over. Also coming through now, Jacob Hayes in lane 3, and over in lane 5, Rafferty May still there. Turning first though, 143, tremendous breaststroke leg there. Samuel Jeffries, but 48 for Rafferty in 5 and Jacob in 3. 50 seconds with just 2 lengths of free to go for Zach Fellows. And then 53 also for Samuel in 2 and James in lane 6. Easing away very comfortably in the lead. Samuel Jeffrey entered at 2:15, very comfortable there, 2:15.69, just outside his entry time. 2:19.51, Rafferty May, just outside his entry time as well. Close behind, 2:22, third to touch there was Zach Fellows, ahead of 2:23.83, Jacob Hayes. This is the final heat, heat 12 of the men's open, 200 metres individual medley. Oliver Solomon in lane 1 is 18 from Tring, then 3 Watford swimmers in a row. Lane 2 is Chun Ho Jan, who's 15, lane 3 is Max Waters, who's 15, and lane 4 Matthew Aldred, who's 19. He's the fastest entrant in this one at 2:07. Lane 5 is Ben Taggart, who's 17 from Watford. Lane 6 is Brandon McDonald-Williams, who's 16 from Bishop Stortford. 7 is George Lovelock, who's 19 from Mitchelton. Lane 8 is Toby Martin, who is 17 from Harpenden. How about that for a fly leg there in the middle of the pool? Matthew Aldred is by far the fastest entrant in the whole of this event. Very powerful on all the strokes, particularly on flying back. And coming up now to turn, look how much of a lead he's got. 57 seconds, that's a very good time. Toby Martin over in lane 8 is going to be turning next, ahead of Brandon in lane 6 at 65 and 67, all very good times. 69 for Oliver in lane 1, and also in lane 2 is Chun Ho Chan. Also coming through now on the breaststroke in lane 5 is Ben Taggart. Benjamin Taggart looking good on the breaststroke, coming from a little way back. But look at our leader, Matthew Aldred. Enters at 2:07, 53 to go at 1:36. 1:36, he could get close to this, you know. And now coming up to the turn in second place at the moment, Ben Taggart now. Tremendous breaststroke leg there, 1:48, 1:49 for Toby, 1:50 behind them. But look at our leader, Matthew Aldred, entered at 2:07.79, just outside that, 2:07.89. Tremendous swim by himself there. Very, very good swim indeed. Ben Taggart is under a lot of pressure from Brandon. Who's going to get it? Brandon it is, touching a second place. Excellent freestyle, 2:20. Ben Taggart third, 2:21.14. And then fourth place, 2:22 was Toby Martin. Can you clear the pool to the side, please, swimmers? Can you clear the pool, please? Clear the pool to the side, please. So that completes the men's 200 metres individual medley. The next scheduled event in the pool is the female 400 metres individual medley. But before we do that, we have 2 swim-offs for 50-metre races, for places in the 50 metres. And we've got the first of those is going to be for the male 50 metres, 15 years old. So this is a swim off for event 501, the 50 metres freestyle. Parker Brewster is in 3, he's from Harpenden, and in lane 4, William Ward from Hoddesdon. And look at this, both digging in very hard. We know they're evenly matched because they got the same times in the qualifiers. 13.8 on the turn, coming up now into the last 10 metres. It's going to be close, but now edging ahead, William Ward from Hoddesdon. William's just ahead, can he take this? And William does, a time of 26.48, 27.18 behind him. So well done to William Ward. Well, that was exciting. Our second swim off is for event 502, female 50 metres, breaststroke, 16-year-olds. Jana Adams-Rothwell in lane 3 from where? Lane 4, Tabitha Webber from Potters Bar, both 16. Again, we know they're very evenly matched. Different type of stroke. Which one's going to be the dominant one? Again, turning together at about 18.5. So again, quick. Slightly better turn there by Tabitha, but Gemma's right there with her. And Gemma is trying to get back on terms. Gemma it is who's finishing the fastest. Gemma coming through now. Tabitha trying to respond, but Gemma it is who's come through. And who gets it? Oh, look at that. It goes to Gemma Adams-Rothwell. 38.15. How close was that? Well done, Tabitha. Fractionally behind, 1500ths or thereabouts behind. Well done. Clear the pool, please, Summers. Clear the pool, please. Well, exciting interlude there. A couple of 50 swim-offs for places in the final. Event 504 is the female 400 metres individual medley, going to be swum in 7 heats. And this is heat 1, swimmers in lanes 3, 4 and 5. So, in this first heat, remember we've got 4 lengths of each stroke now, no longer 2 lengths, it's now 4 lengths. Angela Pavana in lane 3 from Potters Bar, they're all 12. Elise Dochin in lane 4 from Costa, and Sophia Staccato in lane 5 from Costa. So we're making our way back towards the change of discipline from fly to back after these first 4 lengths of fly. In the lead, Elise Dochin entered at 6:34. Angela chasing after her, and Sophia not far behind. Remember, they're all 12, these swimmers. So Elise goes into the backstroke at 130.29, 132.59 for Angela, and now 137.91 for Sophia. See now, it's a bit closer on the backstroke, the two leading swimmers together now. But a slightly better turn there by Elise, ahead of Angela. But Sophia looking more comfortable on the backstroke. And they're going to turn together at halfway. 2:19. And then 2:25. So Sophia is actually going very well now behind these two. She's certainly not being tailed off on the first two lengths. But still very close after the backstroke. Just slightly edging ahead now, Angela. But really nothing in it, certainly less than half a second. Angela's finishing faster on the back to breast turn. 3:05 and 3:06, second between them. Different turns there. 3:14, so Sophia did well on the back. And again, still fairly evenly matched with Angela. Well, Angela and Elise are actually now pretty nearly together again, so Elise is actually catching Angela on the breaststroke. She was a second behind at the discipline change, and she's now, if anything, fractionally ahead. So let's see where they are when they get to halfway on the breaststroke. And it has changed round. Yep, it's changed by around about a second and a half, and it's now Elise who is now ahead of Angela. And Sophia, again, is no further behind. She's pretty much the same position she was at the change. So final turn in the breaststroke. About a second and a half in it now between Elise in lane 4, Angela in lane 3. Elise trying to put it in a bit now to get as much as she can of a lead over Angela going into the freestyle. It's about 4 or 5 seconds on paper between these two on their entry times, but 4:54, 4:56.8, so about 2.5 seconds or thereabouts between Elise in lane 4 and Angela in lane 3. 5:02, Sophia. And Sophia looks pretty good on the freestyle as well. She's without doubt catching Angela at the moment. And now Angela's picking up a little bit now too. Still Elise though. But Sophia is having an excellent freestyle. Elise turning just 2 lengths of free to go at 5:40. 5:42 for Angela, and then 5:44. So only nearly 3 seconds maybe between Angela and Sophia now on the freestyle. But look how fast Sophia is going. She's getting closer and closer to both of these. Excellent freestyle for Sophia over in lane 5. She's going to be right up there when they get to the end here. Coming from right at the back. This is tremendous freestyle. Angela goes to her feet going into the last bit, but another response from Elise Dochin. Elise has just found that little bit of extra there So too is Angela, who's trying to come up to second. It's going to be close, but touching first. 6:23, Elise Dochin. Who would have thought Sophia could have got up into second at 6:24 and 6:24.8 for Angela? Turned out to be really close at the end. Clear the pool, please, swimmers. Can you make your way out of the pool, please? While this is going on, an odd one this, but I have had some money handed in to me. By itself, money. I'm not going to tell you how much it is for obvious reasons. If anyone has lost some money, they'll have to tell me exactly how much they lost, because there'll be no distinguishing marks on it. And they'll have to tell me where they lost it as well. But we have had a very kind soul has found some money and has handed it in. I have to say thank you very much for that. So if someone has lost some money and they can tell me how much it is and where it was they lost it, we would love to give it back and give a big thank you to the person who handed it in. Remember, we have some finals coming up at the end of this session. We're now up to heat 2 of the female 400 metres individual medley. Seven swimmers in the second heat. In lane 1 is Esme Hui, who's 12 from Watford. Lane 2 is Emily Myler, who's 13 from Watford. Lane 3 is Matilda Tramontano Wells, who's 15 from Hertford. Lane 4, Giasoni, who's 13 from Costa. Lane 5 is Olivia Croft, 13 from Cheshunt. Lane 6 is Sydney Harvey, who's 15 from Hoddesdon. Lane 7, and Samso, who's 14 from Hitchin. 39.64 at the halfway point on the fly. Olivia Croft in the lead. So coming up to the end of the fly, 127. It's Olivia Riley. I beg your pardon. I'm reading the wrong heat there. Olivia Croft wrong Olivia, in the lead. Now up into second place. Tilda in lane 3 from Hertford. And Gia in lane 4 now coming through into second place past Matilda, coming up the halfway point on the backstroke. Also going well is Mansum So over in lane 7, coming through into fourth place. Just fractionally ahead of Sydney Harvey from Hoddesdon. Good battle here between Esme and Emily in lanes 1 and 2. They're close together. Our leader though, 1 length of backstroke to go, turns at 2:32. So Olivia going into the breaststroke. Tumbles into the breaststroke at 2:56. Gia turns next at 3:02. It's going to be close, but Mansum Soda's going to turn third. Had an excellent backstroke. 3:05 and then 3:06 for Matilda. 3:06 also for Sydney. 3:09 for Emily, and then Esme at 3:11. Still holding on to the lead. Olivia Croft. Olivia looking good on the breaststroke too. Again, Gia is still there in second, and coming through the change in the breaststroke is actually in lane 3 with Matilda, trying to get on terms with Gia. But leader is not being caught. In fact, she's pulled out a little bit now. She's got a slightly bigger lead. But now it's Matilda alongside Gia, coming up to the final turn on the breaststroke. Olivia's having a great swim here. Now our entry time is 6:12. She's got 100 meters of freestyle to come. Should be way inside that at the moment. Coming up now to the final turn. Discipline change at 4:39 with just 100 meters of freestyle to come. Tilda's going to be turning second again to 6:13. She turns at 4:51, but 4:51 as well for Gia, who was right behind her, less than a second between them. Very close indeed between Mansum So, Sydney Harvey and Esme, who are all pretty much together in fourth place. .53 to go. 5:19 with 50 meters of freestyle to go for the leader. Tilda at the 6:13, got 53 to go. Turns about a half a second in the lead. 5:32, 5:33 right behind her is Gia. And then Mansum So is up now into fourth place, slightly ahead of Emily in 2 and Esme in 1. And over in lane 6, Sydney Harvey. Last few strokes. Olivia Croft ended at 6:12, goes 5:59.24, under 6 minutes. Great swim by her. Matilda coming under a lot of pressure from Gia. Can Gia get there? It's going to be very close as they come through the last 2 strokes. And Gia it is who does get there. 6:13.59, just outstretching Matilda at 6:14.15. And then Mansum So at 6:16, a good swim on the freestyle by her as well. Heat 3 of the 400 metres individual medley. Tara Shah in lane 1 is 14 from Bushy, and lane 2 is Evie Butterworth, who is 14 from Tring. Lane 3 is Charlotte Douglas, who is 12 from St Albans. And lane 4 is Charlotte Lyon, who is 16 from Stevenage. Lane 5 is Holly Malfoy, who is 15 from Costa, and lane 6 is Tina Irasagala Riz, who is 14 from Hatfield. Lane 7 is Maya Robu, who is 14 from Cheshunt. Lane 8, Abigail John, who is 14 from Cheshunt. Coming up to the discipline change. Fly to back, 120 and then 122. Charlotte Lyon from Stevenage, ahead of Holly Malfoy from Costa. 124, 125 for Charlotte Douglas in 3 and Tara Shah in 1. Then 126 for Maya Robbo. Very close between the middle two. Look very evenly matched. Charlotte Lyon in lane 4 and Holly in lane 5. Holly now it is, just edging ahead of Charlotte. About half a second now. Third place at the moment is Tara Shah in lane 1, just ahead of Evie Butterworth alongside her, and then on the other side of the pool, going one is Maya Robu. But now pulled out at least a metre or so, a couple of metres now, maybe 3 metres. This is a good backstroke leg by Holly Malfoy from Costa. Pulled clear of Charlotte Lyon, who's struggling a little bit more on the backstroke. Holly turns at 2:49. Charlotte 2:53, 2:54 for Tara Shah. And Evie Butterworth is right up there as well, 2:54. So these are clear of the other pack over in the other side of the pool. Don't think that Holly is pulling away from Charlotte much at the moment. In fact, Charlotte is now looking like she's getting into her stride on the breaststroke, but they look very evenly matched. Tara Shah in lane 1 looks good on the breaststroke. She's coming through. Might be up with Charlotte by the time they get to the end of the breaststroke, but yeah, there's about another half a second been pulled out between Holly and Charlotte Lyon in first and second. Still a couple of seconds between second and third, but now Charlotte Lyon does appear to be responding really well on the breaststroke. And she's got that down by about 3/4 of a second to a second on that last length of breaststroke. So Charlotte Lyon is definitely catching Holly Malfoy, but Holly has now responded. Holly's looking pretty good now on this last length of breaststroke, stretching out a bit more. Charlotte's responded. Also, Evie Butterworth is coming alongside Tara Shah, and great length of breaststroke by Tina Israkskara Ruiz, who's had a tremendous breaststroke leg over there in lane 6. She's come through from about 6th place up to 3rd. 6th place up to 3rd for Tina. Very good breaststroke leg behind the leaders. But stretching it out now, Holly Malfoy. Charlotte Lyon still there ahead of Tina, but Tina over in lane 6 is catching her. 5:17 with just 50 freestyle to go. 5:22 and 5:25, so about 3 seconds or thereabouts between 2nd and 3rd. Leader turns, final turn. 5:36. Charlotte 5:43, 5:45. So Tina is getting closer to Charlotte. Tina over there in 3rd place. No doubt who's going to take this. Holly Malfoy takes it. Winning time of 5:54. Charlotte Lyon's going to hang on to 2nd. And she touches a time of 6:02. Tina Ascas-Ruiz is 3rd in 6:03. And Evie Butterworth 4th in 6:07. Heat 4 of the female 400 metres individual medley. So, Darcy Waller is in lane 1, 14 prestigious. Lane 2, Tori Hunt, 16 prestigious. 3 is Martha Duncan, 17 from Verulam. 4, Daisy Jubb, who's 14 from Costa. Lane 5 is Lucy Barnard, who's 15 from Watford. No swimmer in 6. Lane 7 is Florence Ashwell, 18 from Tring. Megan Randall is 13 years old. From Royston in lane 8. Coming up to the end of the fly, Tori Hunt had a good fly leg here. Tori's going to turn first at 1:23. Martha 1:26, 1:27s for Daisy and Florence in 4 and 7. Lane 5, Tony 1:28.1, and then lane 8, 1:29, 1:30 for lane 1 for Darcy. So, strongest backstroker coming through here in lane 4 is Daisy Jubb. Daisy's now just gone past Tori. And Daisy's now got about a 1/2 metre over Tori, but Tori looking pretty good too. Behind those two, we've got Martha Duncan from Verulam, but also now picking up really well over in lane 7, Florence Ashwell. And Florence it is who's now up into 3rd place. It's only about 3:35 for Florence. 2:35, I beg your pardon. And our leader coming up to the end of the backstroke. Daisy turning 2:49. Tori 2:54. 2:56 for Florence, who had a great backstroke. 2:58 for Martha, and 3 minutes for Lucy in 5 and Megan in lane 8, and 3:01 for Darcy. Well, up into second place already now. Tori Hunt has overtaken a teammate, overtaken Martha, rather. Martha is there with her, though. These two are pretty much together, going backwards and forwards past each other. Still in the lead. Daisy Jubb. Good turn there, though, by Martha Duncan to get ahead of Tori coming out of the turn to the second half of the breaststroke. Also coming through now, Lucy Barnard from Watford. And in the middle of the pool, she's having a good breaststroke leg. Lucy now getting herself right up there. She's going to be fourth as they turn, just now ahead of Florence. "100 metres of freestyle to come at this turn, and it's Daisy Jubb. 4:29 and a 5:57. 4:37 for Martha. 4:40s for Lucy Barnard, just ahead of Tori Hunt now. 4:42 Florence Ashwell, and 4:47 for Megan and Darcy going into the final 100 metres of freestyle. Final turn at 5:07. 5:07 for the leader, Daisy. Now she's entered at 5:57, so it's going to be a massive new PB. And now Daisy Jubb from Burlham. Turning together with Lucy Barnard. Lucy now edging ahead of Martha Duncan. And also coming through, Florence Ashwell, trying to get on terms as well. Good freestyle also from Megan Randall over in lane 8, Royston. But touching first, the winning time, 5:43.64, Daisy Jubb. Now, she entered at 5:57, so 14-second PB. Lucy Barnard, good breaststroke leg and then a freestyle, entered at 5:57, goes 6:01, just outside her time. Daisy Jubb entered 5:57, goes 6:04. 6:04 also for Megan Randall, had an excellent freestyle leg as I picked up at the beginning. Penultimate heat, heat 5 of the female 400 metres individual medley. Charlotte Stewart in lane 1 is 12 from Costa, so she's a 12-year-old amongst a load of 14 years and upwards swimmers, so she's by far the youngest. Lane 2, Talia Williams is 17 from Tring. Lane 3, Luton Peterson is 15 from Stevenage. Lane 4, Amy Whitton is 15 from Hatfield. Lane 5, Amelia Costa, who's 14 from Hatfield. Lane 6 is Nell Costa, who's 16 from Berkhamsted. 7, Sophie Lyon, who's 18 from Stevenage. And lane 8 is Susanna Reid, who is 15 from Costa. So 2 more heats to come. The end of the fly, 1:17. It's Nell Costa from Berkhamsted in the lead, 1:18. Behind her is Charlotte Stewart, then 1:21 for Lucy Peterson, 1:22 Susanna Reid, 1:22 also for Amy Whitten and Talia Williams. Apologies for those people online, I can only read what's still on the board, so I'm unable to give you all of those times. Coming up to the halfway point on the backstroke. Nell Costa, but now Charlotte Stewart in lane 1 is getting closer. 2:01 for Nell, 2:03 for Charlotte. It's a second and a half between them. Also going well, Talia Williams in lane 2 and Lucy Peterson in lane 3. Could be quite close at the end of the backstroke. Behind those is Amy Whitten in lane 4. He's a good breaststroker. So coming down the final length of the backstroke. In the lead still, Nell Costa, but very, very close now between her, Talia in 2, Charlotte in 1 and Lucy in 3. About a second between them, 2:45 for Nell and Talia, and the other two on 2:46, that's Charlotte and Lucy, but less than a second between them. 2:49 into the breaststroke for Amy Whitten, 2:52 for Susanna Reid, 2:54. And then 2:56 for Sophie and Amelia. So, looking good on the breaststroke, Nell Costa. And close now, Lucy Peterson just going past Talia, and she's now got about just under half a second over Talia after one set of breaststroke. She's got 2 more lengths to go, and it's Lucy Peterson who looks the most powerful on the breaststroke, but still in the lead. Nell Costa from Berkhamsted. And Lucy Peterson is getting closer. And Nell's got about half a metre, less than half a second over Lucy. Next to turn there is Talia. And then Amelia in 5 and Amy in 4. Amelia Costa having a very good breaststroke leg in lane 5. She comes right from the back, but in the lead, Nell Costa and Lucy Peterson turn together, 4:28, now up into 3rd place. Lane 5, Amelia Costa had a tremendous breaststroke leg. And it's now spread out just a bit. Lucy Peterson has got about 1.5 meters now over Nell Costa. Nell Costa being chased by Emily Costa. Emily trying to get on terms. I think Nell may hang on to this, but Emily is sprinting. That's the battle for 2nd and 3rd. Turning with just 2 lengths to go. 2 lengths to go, and it's going to get very tight. Lucy Peterson looks like she's away, but look how close it is. Amelia Costa in lane 5, Nell Costa in lane 6. Going to be very close. Lucy Peterson's turned. The other two both turned together, the 2 Costas together. Big response coming off the wall there from Nell Costa. But Amelia is responding. Amelia now digging in hard. Amelia goes just ahead of Nell. Lucy Peterson's going to hang on to this. And Lucy takes it a winning time of 5:45.43. Amelia Costa, great second half of that swim into 2nd place to 2:47.29. Nell Costa, very close 3rd in 5:48.15. Heat 6, the penultimate heat of the female 400 metres individual medley. So just the 7 swimmers. Sophie Stelmach in lane 1 is 15 from Stevenage. No swimmer in lane 2. Lane 3 is 13-year-old Cheshunt swimmer, Mia Nelson. She's 13, so again, like the previous heat, she's younger than any of the others. There is a 14-year-old in this, but great to see a 13-year-old in the penultimate heat. Olivia Riley in lane 4 is 18 from Hatfield. Lane 5 is Angelica Lazarskaitu, who's 16 from Watford. Lane 6 is Summer Boswell, who is 16 from Hatfield. Lane 7, Ruby May Chibaru, who's 14 from Watford, and Ava Torini O'Hara in lane 8 is 15 from Potters Bar. Excellent fly. Olivia Riley from Hatfield, in the middle of the pool. Seen her in the fly in the previous events. Very powerful fly swimmer. Into 2:32. So Olivia goes into the next part at 1:13 to the backstroke. 1:15 for Summer Boswell, 1:15.9 for Angelica, 1:16.8 for Ruby May, and then 1:18 for Mia Nelson. 1:21 Sophie Stelmach and 1:22 for Ava. So all into the backstroke. Strongest backstroke at the moment in lane 6 from Summer Boswell. Catching her teammate up, who had a very big lead, Olivia Riley, after the fly. Summer's going very well. Angelica behind those two. And then we've also got Mia Nelson, who is going well on the backstroke. It's going to be fairly close at the end of the backstroke between the two Hatfield swimmers. Olivia in 4 and Summer in 6. Summer's come right back on Olivia on the backstroke, but I think that's going to be different on the breaststroke. As they turn, 2:36 and 2:37, Olivia and Summer, then they go into the breaststroke. 2:41 for Angelica and 2:43 into the breaststroke for Mia. 2:47, 2:48 for Sophie Stelmach in lane 1 and Ava in lane 8, and 2:49 for Ruby May in lane 7 going into the breaststroke. As we can see in lane 4, Olivia Riley is a powerful breaststroker. Summer Boswell is stronger on the backstroke, Olivia much stronger on the breaststroke. Olivia turns now at 2:32, 3:23, I beg your pardon, dyslexic. 3:27 for Summer, and now 3:30, very, very close together now between Mia Nelson in lane 3 and Angelica in lane 5. They're pretty much together in 3rd place now. 5th place is Ruby May over on lane 7, going well on the breaststroke. So Mia, having had a tremendous breaststroke leg, pulling herself right through here. She's going to be close to 2nd place in the final turn into the freestyle. But Olivia turns at 4:11, looking for an entry time of 5:32. 4:17 for Summer, 4:19, so very close now behind her for Mia Nelson. 4:21, Angelica. 4:28, Ruby May. Ava at 4:32, and then 4:36 for Sophie. Last one to turn into the freestyle. in the lead. Olivia Riley, 5:32 is her entry time, 50 freestyle to go, 4:50. Close behind her, great battle going on here. Less than a second between Summer Boswell in lane 6 and Mia Nelson in lane 3. It's going to be really close. They come into turn. You can see on the online, they're going to turn absolutely together. And now it's Mia fractionally in the lead, coming off the wall. Mia Nelson, but in the lead. Olivia Riley entered a 5:32, goes 5:27.28, under 5:30. Great freestyle from Mia Nelson. Breaststroke and free, very strong. 5:35, entered at 5:39. 5:36 for Summer Boswell, entered at 5:39 as well. 5:40 for Angelica, just outside her entry time. 5:45 for Ruby May, entered at 5:41, so just outside her time. And that completes the penultimate heat. Can we clear the pool, please, swimmers? If you can clear your pool out to the far side, please. If you could go out. If you could go out through the blue door side, please. We're doing this because in the 400s we don't have finals, but we do have a final heat with the fastest entrance in it, which is to a large extent the final. So can I ask you please to welcome your final heat swimmers to the blocks. Led on in lane 1 from Watford by Holly Enright. Holly is 17. In lane 2 from Watford, Neva Mara. Neva Mara, who's 18 years old, senior swimmer. In lane 3 from Watford, Summer Everson. And Summer is a 15-year-old. In lane 4 from Hatfield, Eva Ives. And Eva is also a 15-year-old. In lane 5 from the City of St Albans, Georgina Hamilton. And Georgina is a 16-year-old. In lane 6 from Berkhamsted, Kate Hopper. And Kate is a senior swimmer. In lane 7 from Hitchin, Hannah Lovelock. And Hannah is another 16-year-old. And finally, in lane 8 from Watford, Chloe Simpson. And Chloe is a senior swimmer. Ladies and gentlemen, your final heat swimmers in the 400 metres individual medley. So we've got a mixture of age groups swimming in this final heat, but obviously they're all championship swimmers, so they're into the... So we're going to see who is the fastest in this heat, but don't forget, we got 15-year-olds in lanes 3 and 4, 16-year-old in lane 5 and lane 7. The rest are 17 plus. Whoever arrives in lane 4 is the fastest entrant, 5:18. The next fastest is 5:21. And you can see she's a very, very good fly swimmer. Have a turning now at 50 seconds. So Eva is going to turn first. Close behind her, Holly Enright is right up there with Kate Hopper over in lane 6. Have a turning of 1:08, 68 seconds. And then 1:12 for Holly Enright, 1:12.6 for Kate Hopper, 1:14 for Georgina Hamilton, 1:15.6 for Kate Lovelock, 1:16 for Summer, and then 1:18 for Chloe Simpson, 1:19.5 for Neva Mara. Ever coming up to the halfway point on the backstroke. Holly Enright definitely now in second place. Ahead of Kate Hopper over in lane 6. And then it's pretty close after that. I think Georgina Hamilton maybe fractionally ahead of Summer Iverson. But it's, and also now coming up is Hannah Lovelock over in lane 7. Hannah Lovelock looking good, making her way through. Ever Ives in the lead though. But Holly Enright is a lot closer in lane 1 though. Ever now turns at 2:30. Holly 2:32. It's about a second and a half between them in fact. 2:36 for Kate Hopper, and then 2:34 for Kate Hopper. 2:36 for Summer Iverson. 2:38 for Hannah Lovelock in lane 7, and Georgina Hamilton. 2:46 for Chloe Simpson. But you can see how powerful on the breaststroke Ever Ives is. Long, efficient strokes, but still in second place, Holly Enright. Now it's over in lane 6, Kate Hopper, but coming under pressure inside her now, Georgina Hamilton. And also in lane 3 is Summer Iverson. A few good breaststrokers out there though. And Hannah Lovelock not far behind that little pack as well. She's got 4 swimmers in a row for 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. Still way in the lead. Ever Ives turning now. 4:03 into the freestyle. 4:07.9 behind her is Georgina Hamilton now up into 2nd. 4:08 and 4:09 for Summer, and then Kate Hopper. 4:10 for Holly Enright. 4:18 Neva Mara, and 4:20 Chloe Simpson. Ever is away, not going to get caught here. Got 2 lengths of freestyle to go. Let's look at her time. Enter 5:18.9, so 5:19. 4:40 with just 2 lengths of freestyle to come. Georgina just ahead now. Holly Enright in lane 1, who is swimming well on the freestyle. Also Summer Iverson, strong on the freestyle as well. Both moved away from Kate Hopper over in lane 6. Our leader with 15 meters to go. Ever Ives, remember she's got an entry time 5:18.9. She's going to be inside that. How far inside? 5:14.38. Great battle behind her. Georgina trying to hang on to this for 2nd. She does 5:21.6, just ahead of Summer Iverson taking the 3rd place, 5:22.34. Holly Enright 5:22.37. And then Hannah Lovelock 5:30, Neva 5:32, and Chloe 5:39. Well done, swimmers. If you could make your way out of the pool, please, swimmers. Make your way out of the pool. By the blue door side, please. Sorry, lane 1 and 2. So we've got some finals coming up. We got the 50 free, 50 breaststroke, and then the 200 IM Championship final. Just a reminder before we go into those, I have had some money handed in. We have some money, a specific amount of money. If someone has lost some money, if they tell us where they lost it and can tell me what it is, we'd love to give it back to them, and thank you so much for the person who collected it and handed it in. Very honourable. This is event 505, Melbourne Open, 10 and 11 years, 50 metre freestyle final. Please welcome your finalists as they come to the blocks. Led in lane 1 by, from Berkhamsted, Dewey Fordyce. In lane 2, from Hertford, Leo Sims. In lane 3, from Harpenden, Charles Hallam. In 4, from Tring, Jake Nell. In 5, from Hertford, George Sims. In lane 6, from Berkhamsted, Samuel Childs. In lane 7, from Hemel Hempstead, Luca Capozzi. In lane 8, from Hertford, Isaac Wilshire. Your finalists for the male 11-year-old 50 freestyle. So fastest qualification seat time here is 32.32. Coming off the wall in the lead, Jake Nell in the centre. He had the fastest seat time. Behind him at the moment, George Sims is in the silver medal position. Bronze medal position is close. Looks like it could be Charles Hallam. It's going to be close as they come through, as they touch. Winner and gold medalist Jake Nell, a time of 31.47. Second and silver medal, George Sims, 32.32, and third and bronze medal, Charles Hallam, 33.02. Obviously all subject to confirmation. Can you leave the pool, please? Can you make your way out the pool by the blue door side, please? So all these results are subject to formal confirmation. Event 506 is the Open 12 years 50 metre freestyle. Please welcome your finalists, led in lane 1 from St Albans by Milo Malloy. In lane 2 from Hatfield, Todd Lung. In lane 3 from Bishop Stortford, Noah Conroy. In lane 4 from Watford, Hugo Hartley. In lane 5 from Watford, Montgomery Brewster. In lane 6 from Potters Bar, Charlie Hamilton. In lane 7 from Berkhamsted, Rafe Lawson. And in lane 8 from St Albans, Hugo Kainagi. Your finalists for the 12-year-old Open 50 metre freestyle. Again, fastest entrant here, 31.81, was Hugo Harley in lane 4. But look, this is a lot faster this time, coming up to the turn. As they hit the turn, it's 15 seconds, and just about everyone is in this. Down into the last 15 metres. Who's going to make the burst to the front? In the lead, it's Hugo Harley, but also going well on lane 7 is Rafe Lawson. And Rafe Lawson is pushing very, very hard. And it is Hugo Harley who takes it, time of 31.24, and from an outside lane, second place goes to silver medal to Rafe Lawson, time of 31.63, and third place and bronze medal Montgomery Brewster, time of 31.86. Can you clear the pool, please, Summers? Can you clear the pool, please? Wow, that's a great race. Someone coming from an outside lane, from a lower seeding, to take the silver medal. Event 507 is the Open 13 years 50-metre freestyle. Please welcome your finalists. Today in lane 1 from Berkhamsted, Joseph Deal. In lane 2 from Hatfield, Perrin Ma. In lane 3 from Watford, Jacob Chen. In lane 4 from City of St Albans, Angus Cheng. In lane 5 from Watford, Constantine Kaliafas. In lane 6 from Hitchin, Ewan Thompson. In lane 7 from Bishop Stortford, Benjamin Palmer. And in lane 8 from Hertford, Rex Tramontano Wells. Your finalists for the 13 years 50 metres freestyle. .28.18 fastest seed, and that's the swimmer in lane 4. Turning first at 14 seconds, it is Angus Cheng from St Albans in the lead. He's away at the moment. Constantine behind him in silver medal position, could go anywhere for bronze. Bronze has got 2 swimmers in it. As they touch, who's going to get the bronze medal? Gold medal going to Angus Cheng at time 28.09. Silver medal, second place, Constantine at time of 28.53. And bronze medal going to Jacob Chen, 29.42. Just getting there. Well done, swimmers. Can you clear the pool, please? Can you clear the pool to the far side? Event 508 is the Open 14 years 50 metres freestyle event. And in the final, please welcome to the blocks in lane 1 from Harpenden, James Hallam. In lane 2 from Hitchin, Jack Avis. In lane 3 from Hatfield, Rufus Kelly. In lane 4 from City of St Albans, Chekin Lau. In lane 5 from Watford, William Rogers. Lane 6 from Hitchin, Mikhail Zaranov. In lane 7 from Bishop Stortford, Elliot Hall. And in lane 8 from Harpenden, Frankie Francis. Your finalists for the 14 years 50 metres freestyle. Big ooh from the crowd. Away we go. Coming up to the turn, really close to turn between Rufus in 3 and Chuk Kin Lau in lane 4. And Chuk Kin Lau also under pressure from William Rogers. But who's going to get this one? It could be Rufus who gets it as they touch. Winner and gold medalist Rufus Kelly at a time of 27.53. Second was Chuk Kin Lau at a time of 27.73, taking the silver. And third and bronze medalist William Rogers at a time of 27.81. Can you clear the pool, please, swimmers? Can you make your way out the other side of the pool, please? To the blue doors. To the far side, please. Event 509 is the open 15 years 50-metre freestyle final. Please welcome your finalists, led in lane 1 from Watford by Peter Bansagi. In lane 2, also from Watford, William Harris. In lane 3, completing 3 from Watford in a row, Max Walters. In lane 4 from Bishop Stortford, Dylan Davenport. In lane 5 from Hoddesdon, Maxwell Hosier. In lane 6 from St Albans, Luke Bernard. In lane 7 from St Albans, Zach Fellows. And in lane 8 from Hoddesdon, William Ward. Your finalists for the 15 years, 50 metres freestyle. Seed time they're aiming for is 25.62. Dylan Davenport, who turns first. So Dylan coming up to the end here. He's going to take this. Right behind him is Max Hosier. Max Hosier can take second. And it is a gold medal for Dylan Davenport, time 25.24. Second place, the silver medal, Maxwell Hosier, 25.67. And third place and bronze medal, Luke Bernard, a time of 25.94. Well done, swimmers. Can you leave the pool by the far side? Have a notice of disqualification. Final of event 508 in the final heat, lane 2. So the final of 508, lane 2, disqualified for a technical infraction. This is event 510, the final of the men's open 16 years 50-metre freestyle. Please welcome your finalists. In lane 1, from Potters Bar, Rocco Tiniorello. In lane 2, from Watford, James Gibson. Lane 3, from Hatfield, Daniel Williams. In lane 4, from Bishop Stortford, Brandon McDonald-Williams. In lane 5, from City of St Albans, Hugo Robachnik-Smith. In lane 6, from Cheshunt, Alfie Bullock. In lane 8, from Ware, Billy Sill. And in lane 8, from Bishop Stortford, Bo Riley. Your finalists for the 16 years 50 metres freestyle. So underway with this 50 final. First to turn there at 12.5 seconds. In lane 5 is Hugo. Hugo from Costa is well clear here. It's going to be close behind him between Brandon and the others. Hugo takes it. Fabulous time, 25.22, taking the gold medal. Second, Brandon McDonald-Williams, silver medalist at a time of 25.86. And third, bronze medalist Daniel Williams at a time of 26.31. Can you clear the pool via the blue doors on the far side, please, swimmers? Event 511 final is the final of the Open 17 years 50 metre freestyle. 17 years and over. Your finalists led in lane 1 from City of St Albans by Alexander Kleberboer. In lane 2 from Ware, Thomas Lydiard. In lane 3 from Hatfield, Liam Rumble. In lane 4 from Bushy, Ashley Coombs. In lane 5 from Watford, Matthew Aldred. In lane 6 from Pottersbar, Jake Moore. In lane 7 from Hatfield, Lucas Harley. And in lane 8 from Bushy, William Preston. Your finalists for the 17 years and over Open 50 metres freestyle. .24 flat was the fastest entry time by Ashley in lane 4, so this could be a real quick one. Coming up to turn, wow, 5 swimmers all turn absolutely together. Into the final length. Ashley in 4, Liam in 3, Matthew in 5, Jake in 6. They come through 24.25. First to touch, Matthew Aldred takes the gold medal. Silver medal and second place, a time of 24.27. Ashley Coombs, and third place and bronze medal, a time of 24.92. Liam Rumble. Well done, swimmers. If you could make your way out of the pool, please. Well, that completes a very exciting batch of 50 metre freestyle finals. The next batch of finals we have are 50 metres breaststroke. And the first of those is event 512, the final of the female 10 and 11 years 50 metre breaststroke. Please welcome your finalists. In swimming in lane 1 from Watford, Maya Assad. In lane 2 from Rickmansworth, Lauren Sander. In lane 3 from Hatfield, Georgie Abavzi. In lane 4 from Tring, Elise Preston. In 5 from Pottersbar, Lotta Oman. In lane 6 from Ware, Freya Keeling. In lane 7 from Berkhamsted, Emily Bessett. And in lane 8 from Hertford, Ava Adams. Your finalists for the 10-11 years 50 metres breaststroke. Fastest qualifier is Elise Preston. She has a qualification time of 44.71. Maya Assad, lane 1, just trailing at the moment and in the lead. Elsie Preston from Tring into the 44. She's going to take the gold. Going to be close behind her between Georgie and Lotta. Very close indeed. Gold medal goes to Elsie Preston, time of 44.33. Georgie just getting there in second place, 45.69 to take the silver medal ahead of Lotta, who takes the bronze medal at a time of 45.87. Well done, swimmers. Can you leave the pool by the blue door side, please? Can you leave the pool by the blue door side, please? Event 513 is the female 12 years 50 metre breaststroke final. Your finalists, please welcome them to the blocks. In lane 1, from Stevenage, Tilly Pickersgill. In lane 2, from Watford, Esme Hui. In lane 3, from Potters Park, Katie Brazil. In lane 4, from Watford, Isabel Cowie. In lane 5 from Hatfield, Neve Ives. In lane 6, also from Hatfield, Amelia Clark. In lane 6 from Watford, Isla Cayley. And in lane 8 from Bushy, Dorothea Ward. Ladies and gentlemen, your finalists for the 50 metres breaststroke 12 years age group. So it's Neve Ives of Hatfield who's making the early pace here. Neve ahead of Isabella Cowie. They turn about a quarter of a second apart into the final length. These two just a little bit clear. Difficult to see who's in third. Probably at the moment it's Isla Cayley over in lane 7. Isla Cayley just in third place at the moment, but also coming through is Katie Brazil, but going to be very close for first and second. Few hundreds between them. First place and gold medal goes to Isabel Cowie in a time of 38.48. Second and silver medal, just fractionally out-touched, Neve Ives, a time of 38.55. And third place and bronze medal goes to Katie Brazil, a time of 40.17. Can you leave the pool, please? Can you leave the pool over the far side? This is event 514, the final of the female 13 years 50 metres breaststroke. Please welcome your finalists. In lane 1, from the city of St Albans, Sophia Butt. In lane 2, from Hitchin, Neve Holland. In lane 3, from Watford, Aisha Lawton. In lane 4, from Cheshunt, Mia Nelson. In lane 5 from Hertford, Bronwyn Fuller. In lane 6 from Harpenden, Hayley Hong Yang Lung. In lane 7 from the city of St Albans, Chloe Wang. And in lane 8 from Hoddesdon, Isabel Cartwright. Your finalists for the female 13 years 50 metre breaststroke. So we're looking at an entry time of 38.16, 2 seconds faster than anyone else for Mia Nelson. See Mia having a commanding swim in the 200 IM as well on the breaststroke part. Mia is going to turn first. She's about half a second clear of in lane 3, Aisha Lawton. And also going well in lane 5, Bronwyn Fuller. And in lane 6, Haley. But it's going to be very close for the minor places, extremely close. No doubt he's going to take this. Mia Nelson from just under 38 goes 37.79, under 38 seconds. Well done to Mia. Second and silver medal, Bronwyn Fuller, 40.12 in third place, and bronze medalist Aisha Lawton in a time of 40.40. Well done, swimmers. Can you leave the pool by the blue door side, please? Leave the pool by the blue door side, please. Event 515 is the female 14 years 50-meter breaststroke final. Your finalists, led on in lane 1 from Watford by Jasmine Davis. In lane 2, Annabelle Pointer from Bushy. In 3, from Hoddesdon, Liliana Sapala. In lane 4, from City of St Albans, Gigi Robacek-Smith. In lane 5, from Bishop Stortford, Molly Greatbatch. In lane 6, from Hatfield, Amelia Costa. In 7, from Berkhamsted, Valeria Antonini. And in lane 8, from City of St Albans, Mimi Clinch. Your finalists for the 14 years, 50 meters breaststroke. .35.7 was the fastest entry time here from Gigi. As they hit the halfway turn, it's Gigi who turns first. Really close behind her between Liliana in 3 and Molly in lane 5. It's a bit of a spearhead, this one, but these 3 look like they could have the medals. Also going well is Valeria over in lane 7, but Gigi is going to touch first. Winning time of 35.33. Gold medal to Gigi Robacek-Smith. Second place and silver medal, Molly Greatbatch at a time of 36.64. And third place and bronze medal to Liliana Sapala in a time of 37.53. Can you leave the pool, please, by the blue side, by the blue door side? Event 516 is the female 15 years 50 meters breaststroke final. Please welcome your finalists. In lane 1 from Harpenden, Rebecca Smith. In lane 2 from City of St Albans, Isla Black. In lane 3 from Harpenden, Caroline Sedgwick. In lane 4 from Hatfield, Mercy Aduaye. Lane 5 from Hoddesdon, Molly Seymour. In lane 6 from City of St Albans, Alice Azapadi. In lane 7 from Watford, Celia Randall. And in lane 8 from Potters Alexandra Chavinska. Your finalists for the 15 years, 50 meters breaststroke. So again, Mercy 37.57 fastest seed time. Coming up to the turn, and it is Mercy who's turning first. Into the second half, Mercy had a small lead there, but now coming under pressure from Molly Seymour. Molly Seymour alongside her, and Mercy, and these two just a little bit clear. Molly trying to catch Mercy. Mercy looks like she's clear. Also going well is Isla Black in lane 3 and over the far side as well, but touching first, Mercy Adeoye. Mercy Adeoye takes it in a time of 37.25, the gold medal. Silver medal to Molly Seymour, time of 38.01, and third place and bronze medal, Isla Black, in a time of 38.41 seconds. Well done, swimmers. Can you leave the pool via the blue door? By the other side, please. Much closer on that than we've seen on some of the others. Event 517 is the female 16 years 50 metres breaststroke final. Your finalists led on in lane 1 from Ware by Amber Smits. In lane 2 from Hitchin, Hannah Lovelock. In lane 3 from Watford, Kaylin Hare. In lane 4 from Bishop Stortford, Ella Greatbatch. In 5 from City of St Albans, Georgina Hamilton. In 6 from Cheshunt, Molly Bartup. In lane 8 from Stevenage, Holly Cuthbert. In lane 8 from Ware, Gemma Adams Rothwell. Your finalists for the 16 years 50 metres breaststroke. So entry time on this one goes down to 34.55 for Ella Greatbatch in lane 4. But you can already see we've got Georgina Hamilton in lane 5 as well. And these two are really close together. And right behind them at the moment in lane 3 is Kaylin Hare. And on the far side from me we've got Molly Bartup and Holly Cuthbert. And also Hannah Lovelock, but touching first, winning time of 34.25. Ella Greatbatch takes the gold medal. Second place, the silver medal goes to Georgina Hamilton in a time of 35.22. And third place and bronze medal to Kaylin Hare in a time of 36.26. Can you clear the pool, please, via the blue door on the far side? We have a notice of disqualification, event 516 in the final, lane 7. Event 516 in the final, lane 7, disqualified for a technical infraction. So next warm-up will be at 1:15, so around about half an hour for the next before the next warm-up. Event 518 is the female 17 years and over 50-meter breaststroke final. Your finalists in lane 1 from Stevenage, Lucy Crocker. In lane 2 from Ware, Alice Field. In lane 3 from Bishop Stortford, Lauren Gore. In lane 4 from Hatfield, Charlotte Williams. In lane 5 from Hatfield, Megan Gray. In 6 from Ware, Rachel Carpenter. In 7 from Tring, Isabella Dalton. And in lane 8 from the City of St Albans, Yasmin Meadows. Your finalists for the female 17 years and over 50-meter breaststroke. Fastest entrant 33.88. Turning at about 16 seconds. In the lead, it's Charlotte Williams from Hatfield into 33.88. And Charlotte Williams ahead of her teammate Megan Gray. Megan Gray trying to get back on terms. Close for bronze medal, being led at the moment by Lauren Gore. As they come through to touch, it goes to Charlotte Williams at a time of 34.04. Gold medalist, silver medalist Megan Gray in a time of 34.56, and bronze medalist in a time of 35.35, Lauren Gore. Can you leave the pool by the side, please? Can you leave the pool by the side? Which brings us to our final of this session, which is event 519, the Open 200 meters individual medley final. Please welcome your finalists. Leading on in lane 1 from Harpenden, Toby Martin. In lane 2 from Watford, Ben Taggart. In 3 from Hatfield, Lucas Hartley. In 4 from Watford, Matthew Aldred. In 5 from Hatfield, Samuel Jeffrey. In 6 from Watford, Rafferty May. In 7 from Harpenden, Cub Madison. And in lane 8 from City of St Albans, Zach Fellows. Your finalists for the Open 200 meters individual medley. So standout entry time here, Matthew Aldred, lane 4 from Watford, 2:07. About 8 seconds faster than Samuel Jeffrey, who is the second fastest qualifier for this final. But it was a qualifier, so we could have seen tactical swims. Medals could go absolutely anywhere. 28.69 for Matthew Aldred, turning first there, but not far behind him, Toby Martin in lane 1, 28.91, then 30 seconds for Cub Madison and also for Lucas Hartley. But you can see now Matthew pulling away. But still looking good on the backstroke is Toby Martin in lane 1 from Harpenden. We'll see what happens on the breaststroke. But Matthew coming through, Churches at 60 seconds. Good backstroke also by Toby Martin Zach Fellows over in lane 8. Zach did a very good backstroke leg there. And also now coming through, Samuel Jeffrey from Hatfield on the breaststroke in the middle of the pool. Zach Fellows also looking good on the breaststroke too. Ben Taggart picking up as well on the breaststroke in lane 2. But still well clear, Matthew Aldred from Watford. Matthew Aldred now. Freestyle to come, 139. Samuel Jeffrey, 143. Ben Taggart, 145 in third place at the moment, but very tight. 146 is Lucas Hartley, and 147 for Rafferty May. This is going to be tight for the bronze. No doubt on the gold. Matthew Aldred. Seed time of 2:07. He's got his head down. He's not going to get there. Long swim for this one. Matthew takes the gold medal at a time of 2:09.79. Samuel ends at 2:15, goes 2:15.98, gets the silver medal. And in third place and bronze medal, Benjamin Taggart. Ben entered at 2:21, goes 2:17.78. Well done, Ben Taggart. Well done, swimmers. Can you make your way out of the pool via the far side? Make your way out of the pool. That completes this session. Reminder, warm-up is going to be at 1:15. 1:15 for the next warm-up. Do please go and get some fresh air. Take a bit of a break. It's sunny outside, if a little chilly. And we will see you at the next session. A reminder once again that some money, real cash money, was handed in to me. Well, not handed to me, but it's been passed to me. And it was picked up off the floor. For obvious reasons, I'm not going to tell you how much it was or where it was, but if someone could tell me where it was found, where they lost it, and how much it was, exactly how much it was, I will be delighted to give it back to you.